Hello, everybody. This is Brad Graves with Go Be Great. I'm one of the coaches here, and I just want to thank everybody for hopping on. I'm really excited to teach this today and just let people know what I do to gain KBIs and just to have a much, I'm trying to think of the best word for that, the best easiest way to get leads rather than work way too hard for less qualified leads. So, just so you know, a KBI is a key business influencer. So, what do I mean by that? So, when we think of real estate, when we really think of anything marketing wise, who's your client? Who will need to refer your services? Okay, so um, for a long time, we've kind of through coaching and through Go Be Great figured out who are those people. And so for me, a key business influencer is somebody that has to deal with real estate. Um, any industry that has to do with real estate is a potential key business influencer for you. So those kind of people, and I'm going to go over this much more detail, but for me, it's primarily probate and estate attorneys and institutional lenders. So they all deal in real estate. I provide them a service. Sometimes it's reciprocal, sometimes it's not. But for me, if I provide them a good service, they are happy to refer me. And those are the people that I really go after. And those are the ones that feed my business every month. So I don't have to go out there and do a lot of cold business, cold marketing, cold prospecting. So when it comes to key business influencers, I would say 80% of my business comes from that alone. So the other 20% comes from past clients, past client referrals. But for me, the people that deal in real estate that refer me, I would say it's a good 80% of my business that comes to me warm referred from some type of key business influencer. If you need an actual number, I'm trying to pull it up right now. So, out of the 47 deals we've done this year, I would say it's somewhere around 75%. All right, everybody. So I want to just talk about how I do all this. So it is not for the faint of heart. It is, um, I'm going to share my screen here. So hopefully it all goes very well. And, um, and I can move, get past this. So this worked really well earlier and it's not so far. Let me try that again. I might need your help on this, Eric. Okay. Yeah, I want to try it again here. So, can you guys see this or no? Nope, you're going to have to pull it up. So, how I got into working with key business influencers really came from a homework assignment. I'm coached. I've been coached for 7 years now, and this has been something that has been taught to me and that's been pushed on me for a long time. And when I got that homework assignment, I took it seriously. And so you have to understand that this is not something you're generally good at right away. So I was given a task of meeting, I think, 10 people every 2 weeks, not just 10 people, 10 new people every 2 weeks. And for me to do that, I had to go out my comfort zone and start talking to people and to kind of learn how to get appointments on people that I didn't necessarily know. So go ahead, Eric, and go to that first, not this page, but the next one. All right, so let's go to the channel council. I think probably the next one. Okay, so from 100 cold calls to 10 more warm calls, that multiplies. So like I told you, I started out with 10 every 2 weeks. And then I was given an assignment to meet 50 new people and 50 people I already knew. Well, what I did was I changed that and I made it 100 new people that I don't know. And you could probably make a strong argument that I developed this business through cold calls. Now, I'm going to teach you other ways to do that because cold calling all day is not the funnest to do, not a big return, but the way I did it, I ended up with a big return. So what I did was I took on an Excel spreadsheet, 100 spots. I went in and I Googled literally 100 probate estate attorneys. Now, you might have one law firm that has 10 or 15 of them. I put them all down. So, yeah, I know that sounds weird. You're sitting there literally dialing to the next person. They could be in the next office or the same office, but I didn't care. I wanted to reach my 100. So I took out of 90 days, I took 100, I divided it by how many weeks that are in 90 days. And so it came to about 8 to 10 people, if the math sounds right, that I would call each week. Okay. And so for these people, I would talk to them and really just kind of provide some value and then try to get a person that refers me at least 10 deals a year. I would say most of the time for probate and estate attorneys, that's very hard to do. But there's lots of others. So I don't know if it's on the next slide or not, Eric, but it really talks about different types of key business influencers. And yeah, so this is what I want to talk about. I've chosen the estate, probate, and the bank's credit unions approach. Okay. So what I prefer is I get listings through probate and estate attorneys, and I get buyers through corporate banks, credit unions. All right. So once I get my 100 people, every Friday or Monday or whatever day, I would literally call them and I would do a number of things. The probate attorneys are hard. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. Okay. Here's the secret for me. And this goes with anybody, whether it's a divorce attorney, HR, CPAs, financial planners, is I call them up and I say, hey, I learned about you through a friend or somebody referred me to you and said you're a pretty cool person and that you do a lot of business. I was hoping I could stop by, bring your favorite coffee, and just bend your ear for 5 minutes. I'd like 5 minutes of your time. I promise I won't go beyond that. I just want to learn more about your business. Okay. Now, I will tell you, you're going to get some people that do it. You're going to get some that are not. There's some people you're going to make 5 voicemails to or emails, and they never get back to you. Okay. I'm okay with that. If I had 50 and I got 10 attorneys out of that, that is a win for me. I don't need all 50 of them. I just need one. Okay. So when you get those people, and as a realtor, um, credit unions and banks are so much easier. They want your business. Okay. So you can literally go in there and then say, hey, listen, I want to partner with you. And they're going to be great. Okay. They need to know realtors. That's a much easier business. Okay. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about how I get referrals from banks and how all that works. But I'm going to kind of finish up on the estate probate. But this could be with anybody that has a real estate dealing or that needs to refer real estate. So once I got that appointment, and there's always some people that will be like, hey, yeah, sure, that sounds great. I love caramel macchiato. I'll see you at my office at 9. There's always some, okay? It's not that everybody's going to say no to you. I don't care if it's 5 out of the 100. Out of those 5, you on time bring them that caramel macchiato and talk to them, okay? You you will be there more than 5 minutes. You'll be there more like 30 minutes. And you want to get to know them. You want to sell yourself. You want to ask them questions. You want to ask them questions about business. You want to ask them questions about what do they do well? What do they don't do so well? What are some of the problems that maybe you could solve for them? And then you always bring it back to real estate where, well, listen, when somebody has an estate and and there needs to be a realtor, how does that work for you? How does that house get sold? Okay. Now, I would say maybe less than half really have realtors that they recommend. A lot don't. And so you're introducing something to them that can be either a great idea or is relatively new to them. And they just don't know if that would be something that they would want to do. And they don't necessarily want to refer somebody they don't know yet. Okay. So that takes some time. That there has to be some respect earned from them. Um, I don't believe that they are impossible to talk to. I think attorneys are great to talk to. They don't have they don't give you a lot of attitude. When you go there with a servant heart, I think they'll look at that and say, "Oh, wow, this is great." Okay, and a lot of times they get into estate and probate because it does make a difference in people's lives. All right. Excuse me. So, out of all these people, you start calling them, you get your appointments, and then what does that follow up plan look like? Well, the follow up plan looks a lot like um, lunches, phone calls, coffees, pop buys. All right. And yes, but I want to talk about going back to the lenders real quick, if you can go back. Okay. This ties in directly with banks and credit unions. Okay. What is so awesome about a credit union and a bank is these are corporate banks. For instance, let's use Bank of America or let's use Chase, for example. I hope I can say that. Um, they have branches and they have lenders sitting at those branches. All right. So, what you're able to do is you're able to go in there, meet with them, and then start doing pop buys where you can give them your information, bring them donuts, bring them all these things you can do so they know who you are and start to refer you. All right. So once you develop that relationship with them, then you can um, follow up with them monthly. They will start to refer you over time. They have realtors that they refer to, but you're the only one that follows up with them, does pop buys, talks to them, does all these things, sit down, meet with the branch managers, meet with the tellers, those kind of people. You're the only one that's going to do that. Nobody else does it. They don't see the value in it, but I see the value in that. So once you've ingrained yourself in there, then you'll start to see some activity. Branch managers, tellers, they come and go over time. And that's great. So when they leave and go somewhere else, they might go to a different bank. And then therefore you can start working with that bank. Um, that lender may leave. They might go to another bank. So these are all great ways for you to expand on that. All right. So once you get in with those lenders, they may want some reciprocal business, and you're going to have to really work on that. You may have to refer them from time to time, but normally these institutional banks are just happy. They have somebody that is going to take great care of their clients and they can refer them. You're a full-time agent. You're somebody that they know is going to take good care of them. So go ahead and go to the next slide. Um, so what I'm going to tell you to do is pick 2 different ones two different potential um, real estate referral people, and then do 50 and 50. So, what I really want you to think of is, what is your past? What are things that you've done in the past that correlate? Let's say you were an on-site sales guy or girl. You do not necessarily want to pick probate and estate. You might start talking to the builders, the on-site salespeople. You want to start doing open houses. You want to immerse yourself um, um, into that world, so they can find your value and you can talk to them. And a lot of realtors do it. Not a lot of them do it well. There's only a handful. So getting into that is impressive. Um, Here's another way to find somebody. So let's say you do like probate attorneys, but you're scared to death about calling them. Start asking around to family members. Hey, when you did your trust, who was it? Or when you got divorced, who did your divorce? Who was that attorney? And start there. You call them up. Hey, my name's Brad Graves, and you helped my brother get a divorce, and so he said some good things about you. I have some ideas I want to share. Can I bring in your favorite coffee? Or you did my dad's probate. I was very impressed. He really loved you. Can I just bring in some coffee and find out a little bit more about your business and see how either I can help you or maybe refer you or vice versa? Okay. However you do it, if you just do it, you will find referral partners that over time will trust you. Okay. I just have a big head start on you. I started to do this 2 years ago, and now I have a nice steady stream of leads that come in. And just recently, some bank leads that I partnered with. So it all can be done. All right. And so print that out, that page out. You pick two of those from the previous screen, or just somebody you think that has to do with real estate. I know realtors that do primarily builders. I know realtors that do primarily financial planners. Maybe you worked at a CPA office in high school and you understand the CPA language. Um, you start there. You know these people. You can talk to them. Friends. Here's a great one. So there's past clients of mine that are human that work in HR in a lot of big companies. That is a great one. I've chosen not to go in that lane, but it is no different than working with the probate attorneys and the institutional lenders that I work with on a daily basis. So I guess we can go to 3, getting in the door. So I talked a little bit about it. I'm going to talk a little bit about more about the gatekeeper, what I say, how I handle emails, and what I do to gain their trust. Okay, gaining trust on any of these referral partners takes time. Okay, so just like I said, when I talk to them, I'm going to ask them for their favorite coffee. I used to take them out to lunch, and it was all weird and awkward, and I stopped doing that, and now I just do coffee, because if they don't like you and you don't like them, you didn't spend a lot of money on a lunch. You gave them their favorite coffee for, I don't know, $6, $8, and then you can walk out of there and they walk out of there, and you may never hear from them again, or you may decide never to call them again. All right. Sometimes you constantly go through the gatekeeper. All right. That gatekeeper is golden if you just spend a little time and care with the gatekeeper. Okay. So many different ways to do it. You can sweet talk the gatekeeper. You can build up the gatekeeper. You can go in and bring in something that they really like. I always ask for their name and I put it in my CRM to make sure that when they answer the phone, I might say, "Hey, Eric, how are you? It's Brad again." Or, "Hello, Arden, how are you doing today?" And for whatever reason, that gatekeeper loves it. And so you are much you have a much better opportunity to go farther in that relationship if you can get that gatekeeper to like you. And that's by calling their name, gifting, reminding. All right. So now I'll give you a great example. There's a law firm in town. Excuse me. I do not have this attorney's direct number. I have her gatekeeper's number. So all I have to do now is call the gatekeeper and say, hey, can you schedule lunch with us? And she's like, yeah, great. Where do you want to eat? And I'm like, well, we love cover three. Can we do that? It ends up on my calendar. Now, I don't do that every week or every month. I do that at a minimum of twice a year. But I've gotten so good at dealing with the gatekeeper that she doesn't even have to talk to the attorney. She just sets the appointment and knows that I will not abuse that privilege and then start calling all the time and taking them out to lunch all the time and bugging them. So it's really important that you handle that gatekeeper with some care. Okay. Um, when you find out what their favorite coffee is, you put that in your CRM so you can bring it other times. Maybe you're going to meet them for some event, bring them the coffee. These are all things you can do that have a great lasting impression on them. So before I go into other things, Eric, was there any questions about any of that? Yep. If you have any questions at all, comments, anything you want me to address, feel free to stick them in the chat and I'll make sure I'll address it for you. Um, okay. So one thing that in talking with attorneys, I would ask them what they need, excuse me. And what I would do is I would write down everything that they needed. And so what I would do is once I figured out just a handful of needs that a probate or an estate attorney needs out of a real estate agent, what I did was I would first of all create the solution. So, for instance, if they need estate sale people, I made sure I interviewed and talked to multiple estate sale companies and decide who I want to refer. All right, I want to refer estate attorneys that I align with that will do a good job, that are communicative. And so I have two or three of them now. So that goes on a list or a trifold that I've made. All right. So when they call me, I can refer them directly to this estate sale person. Let's say they need a cleanout company. I have a relationship with a local junk hauling company that goes on my list or on my trifold or on a brochure that I give to these attorneys. And so, there's probably a list of 8 or 9 different services I provide to them. And so when they need somebody, um, uh, I can refer at a high level. And I keep a close eye on these referral partners to make sure that they do a great job. These referral partners that I have, estate sale people, junk people, they will refer me back. So that's another added piece of the business. And they could become one of your KBIs. So these, go ahead. Sure. So the question is, how long should I be following up with one potential KBI or a partner? For me, I it's a very subjective way I do it. If I think there's lots of potential, I will go until I just decide I don't want to do it anymore. There are some attorneys or business partners KBIs that don't know how to refer. And if you can pick up on that right away, then you can kind of teach them in the process. For instance, if you have a KBI or referral partner that says, I give your name out all the time, um, or I hand out your brochure all the time and you never had one person call you, they're not referring you well, or they don't know how to refer. And so that's where you take the time to have lunch with them, and then kind of talk through that in a way where you're not teaching them, but you're also saying, "Hey, listen, when I refer you, how should I do it?" And that kind of spurns them to think, "Oh, wait, how should I be referring Brad?" Um, so another way I decide is very subjective way is if I look at that name and I don't even want to call them, that is a clear indication that I'm not going to be in a relationship with them. If it constantly goes to voicemail, if they constantly um, ignore you, if you go to an event and they're there and all they're trying to do is get away from you, which I've had before, those are not a good, and that is not a good relationship for you, and you just need to move on. Um, I happen to be the guy that has to be liked by everybody, and it took me a long time to realize that not everybody is a good fit for me. The people who are a good fit for me will be there for me and refer me and talk to other business influencers. Um, I stick with those and expand. Now, that person that is blowing you off, they might eventually see you helping some other business influencers they know, and then they will start referring you. But I decide when I don't want to call them anymore, or I feel that I just need to move on and do something else. I will tell you that's probably, if I had to put a metrics or a measurement on it, that's probably 6 to 8 months. I will let it go a long time, and I'll do things in the meantime to try to earn their business. But if they never seem interested, then I'll give up. Another way of answering that question is, I'm trying to have in 6 to 8 months, I'm trying to have lunch with them. I am doing pop buys with them. I'm dropping off things that are fun for them, random things. I'm going to events that they're also going to be at, and I'm calling them. And through all of those things, if they completely don't want to be around you, you just give up and you move on to somebody else that will be a better fit for you. I'll give you a quick secret. The earlier they are into that business, the better chance you have at a having a relationship with a business influencer. So if they're old, cranky, and crotchety, that they're set in their ways, you may never um, win their business. So you tend to go after the ones that are a little bit newer in the business, and you're going to have better luck with them. Yep. So, if you guys are more interested in this, I would love to get on a call with you. I would love to teach you this stuff. Um, it is really important. I love to give back, and I've made my way through all the challenges and the mistakes. So, more than happy to provide this information, teach you. If you're thinking about coaching and this is something that you want to do, I am happy to do that. I do not have big highs and lows when it comes to real estate. I have a nice steady flow of leads and closings every month. So if you're one of those agents that, you might do 3 deals one month and then nothing for 2 or 3 months, this is one way to teach you where you have at least 3 deals a month, no matter what. And you never have to worry about highs and lows. So it is a very effective way to be a well-rounded, um, steady stream of leads type of realtor. So I really encourage you to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you. Yep. So if you're on YouTube, the link is in the chat. And what are the other platforms, Eric? And also the landing page. So those are great ways to get a hold of me. I've worked on this for many, many years, so I've gotten really good at it. And I will teach you the way. I get a lot of questions about, how do you meet people and how do you follow up with them? So I have a great plan altogether. tonight. So I am going to a kickoff for an estate planners council. So I will run into 20 attorneys that I know that I've been working on. And some of the attorneys in that room have blown me off for months. And I'm okay with that. So what the reason I tell you this is you're going to have people that don't want that you're going to run into and that you're going to be worried about. I'm okay with that because eventually one attorney will say, "Hey, listen, you should really talk to Brad. He does a great job with my clients." So this is an event where I can pretty much have a glass of wine and hobnob with some people that I love to hobnob with, and some people I still want to meet. I'll still walk out of there with some business cards and some people to follow up with. So these are some things that I can teach you guys how to do is also, other than calling them and meeting for coffee, how to go out to events and find them as well. All right. If there's no more questions, I'm going to let you go. Please reach out to me. I'm happy to help you. Go talk to Eric or anybody at Go Be Great. Please reach out. I want to help you guys. One thing that is really, really helped my life and helped my real estate business is coaching. If you don't get coached, I think you're really missing out. It has allowed me to live a great real estate career, lifestyle, and I will forever be grateful of my coaches and coaching program. So I hope to hear from all of you.